Hello, 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 and welcome on in. Hope you are doing well. We are going to be starting Ace Attorney 4, Apollo Justice, tonight. Before we do, please remember to stay hydrated, eat some food, get some rest, and take care of yourself the best that you can. As I said in a couple of the earlier streams and earlier videos and VODs, this week's going to be a little weird. It's going to be really short. I'm going to try to stream tonight and tomorrow. So these VODs will get uploaded onto YouTube Tuesday and Wednesday, because starting Wednesday I will be away for a little bit. My next stream won't be until the 28th. So 10 or 11 days between streams. So sorry about that in advance, but I hope you enjoy the content that's there. So we're going to see how far we get into this. As I said, when I get back, probably play through Donkey Kong Bonanza, because I really want to play that game. Of course, it comes out right as I'm about to leave for a bit. And then we'll go from there. And I'll pick this back up if we're in the middle of a case. But without further ado, let's hop right in to the first game. Here we go. I don't know what to expect. Episode 1, Turnabout Trump. All right. Showdown time. You lose. All right. Starting off with a bang. Seemed to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him. Hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should have come to that. April 20th, 9:37 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Alright, and we are into the game. That seems like fun. Oh, they updated the artwork. The little painting. They've refurbished the waiting room. Enjoy what's usually considered the worst entry. I'll hold my opinion. Yeah, we'll see. I kind of forgot, or obviously, because I've never actually played these games before, I flipped through the different games in the collection. They really did one game titled Apollo Justice and then immediately went back to Phoenix Wright, huh? I was like, well, that was a failed experiment. So we'll see why. Or if I wind up enjoying it. So what we got? An attorney's badge. How long did I earn for one? Just putting it on makes me feel ready. Let's see what we got. Christoph Gavin, boss at Gavin Law Offices. First-rate defense attorney and my trusted mentor. Oh, we're not even... My first client. Just standing in front of this guy makes me nervous. Is that Phoenix? Kind of looks like it. Shady Smith. Hey, do you think he's shady? The victim in this case, a traveler only recently back in country. Oh, well, I guess he ran into some shady dealings. Oh, that looks fun. I understand. Everything looks great. Playing some cards. Autopsy report. The time of death was around 2 a.m. April 17th. Death caused by a single blow to the forehead. Interesting. Okay. Panicked. Palms sweaty. I can admit it. I'm nervous. What's your opinion on Mom's spaghetti, Apollo? Good morning. Oh. Good morning, sir. You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight. Wound up, sir? No, I'm loose, I'm fine. That screeching noise, is that your voice? I suppose it's to be expected. Your first trial and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, eh? I'm fine. I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Chords of Steel voice workout. I'm fine. Ah, that explains it. I did detect a certain rasping quality to your speech. I overdid it again. As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. Is a good friend of yours, huh? I'm not gonna lie. I don't get good vibes coming from this person. He doesn't seem benevolent. He seems like evil. I wouldn't want to let him down, if you get my drift. Drift gotten, sir. I'm all over that drift. As it happens, I dined with him the night of the murder. We can't let this case fall through. Oh yeah, absolutely, I'm getting bad vibes from him. Absolutely, I'm getting bad vibes from him. Are you kidding me? Yes, I'm fine, sir. One more thing. Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way. I'll be preparing our case. You might want to introduce yourself to the client. My name is Apollo Justice. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney. And today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant's been accused of murder. My boss wants to help him out, of course, and so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him, no way. Okay. Whoa. Good, morning. Morning. It's all up to you today. First trial, nervous? Meeting him, cardiac arrest. I think I'm supposed to say something. Help? So you're... Fine. I'm fine. Ah, Mr. Fine, is it? I did remember you having an odd name. Well, we're off to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me? Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney. And he's your friend, so why? You'll see. Huh? You can do it. Be confident. I'm really sorry this happened to you. I mean, It's time. Shall we? Yes, sir. Okay. I need to focus. First trial. Here comes justice. See if the judge is the same. I don't even know if the judge is going to be the same. Do you have a different judge? Nope, that looks like him, all right. Oh, and it's not. Is it Pain? Oh, Judge, it looks like they turned the RTX on your face.
Court is now in session.
What is that hairstyle, man?
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is, fine. I mean, ready, Your Honor. Mind going blank. Don't panic. Too late.
Name is Mr. Justice. This is your first trial.
Yes, Your Honor. But I'm fine, really.
You're quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strained. Mr. Gavin,
Yes, Your Honor.
I was under the impression that you would be heading up this case.
That was my intention, yes. However, a defense attorney must always see to his client's wishes. And my client specifically requested Mr. Justice.
Of course he wants justice. But trust this case to this greenhorn, why?
Sorry about that. Needed some water. Well, sorry about that.
Do not exaggerate when I say that you're the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Gavin.
Okay, so Gavin's got trial experience, fine, but does he have cords of steel?
Then let's begin. Defendant may enter the courtroom.
Alright, let's begin.
This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. Sorry we had to meet again under these circumstances.
It is Phoenix.
Long time no see, Mr. Wright.
Now let's put the past behind us, shall we? These days, I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player. What in the world happened? Mr. Wright, how could this have happened? Wrote the game, clearly.
Let's speak of it further, then. The prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges, Mr. Payne.
To think I saw you enter this room a fresh attorney, and now I'll see you leave it in chains.
Ah, Winston Payne. Subtle as ever, I see.
Ahem. The crime occurred at the Borscht Bowl Club, a Russian restaurant. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and he hit him. Wham! On the head, smack, killed him cold.
Customer at the restaurant, you say? And the defendant, say he was...
The pianist for the club, it seems.
That's right. A pianist.
This is the weapon that took the victim's life, a bottle of grape juice. Grape juice is apparently our defendant's drink of choice.
The court accepts the deadly bottle as evidence.
Deadly bottle, okay. Something to note, Justice. All evidence is filed in the court record. Make a practice of checking it frequently. Oh, this is back now. Grape juice. How long's it been since I drank grape juice? Apparently, it's Mr. Wright's favorite drink. I wonder how well it goes with borscht. Okay, that's it. Maybe? The bottle's completely empty. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, I assume, yeah, the bottle being completely empty is a thing. Okay, gonna have to actually look at clues. Oh, great, I can look at this, huh? No clues here. Oh, what is this? There's a number inscribed on the back of the badge. There are many numbers like it, but this one's mine. Proof that I am an attorney. To tell the truth, I'm gonna have a feeling inside just looking at it. Do you like the idea that I've just taken off the badge and I'm admiring it? We don't know his age. Time of death, April 17th, 1:45 and 2:15 a.m. Cerebral hemorrhaging resulting from blunt force trauma to the forehead. Okay. The court record. Right! I've heard of that.
Use R to look at the evidence so far. I'm confident in your ability to handle this.
Okay. Okay. I'll just save the file here because I don't have it. It does have autosave, which is interesting. Trial day 1. Trial day 1. Interesting. Okay.
Right, just use R. Sounds like it's time for some hands-on action.
So the victim was a customer at this restaurant. Just who was this shady Smith fellow?
We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor.
A traveler?
According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years. He had only returned to this country recently, though his place of residence is unclear.
And he had some sort of connection with the defendant?
That too is unclear at present, Your Honor. We believe they first met at the Borscht Bowl Club on the night of the crime.
They only just met, then why murder? Perhaps the victim slighted the defendant's piano playing.
That doesn't appear to have been the case. No, the motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skill. At least, not piano playing. I'll let the photo explain what I mean. As we can see, a game of poker was in progress at the scene of the crime.
Wait a second. Isn't poker gambling? That's a crime in and of itself.
Indeed, it appears our defendant has fallen to become the basest sort of criminal.
The basest sort of criminal. Man who was all about trying to solve murder cases might have played a hand of poker. Basest criminal. Like the prototypical of example. Open up a dictionary and you see this. You see this man's face. Not any of the murderers we dealt with in any of the first 3 games. This man.
It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet it was only that, a game, in the purest sense. A competition, Your Honor.
A competition?
Yes, a test of wits, a silent class of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome. Come again.
The cards on the table had blue backs, Your Honor. I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present and impress women.
That'll be our first order of business here, then. Find out more about this fatal game of cards. Very well, defendant. You'll testify to the court about the poker competition held the night of the crime.
I will say,
My pleasure.
This is it. My first trial. Here goes nothing.
witness testimony. I will say it is interesting that the judge recognized right away. When you think about the last case of the trial being where, like, where have I... Everyone was like, for everything, was like, where have I seen you before? Haven't I met you before? No, I don't think so. Like, all the shenanigans of the last case, and then this... And then our good old friend judge is like, oh, that's Phoenix. Absolutely. Can't recognize, you know, freaking LT Gray masquerading as Phoenix. Lets the whole trial go on. Sees Phoenix in this getup and is like, oh, that's Phoenix Wright. I always knew he was a bum.
I'm a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table. The room where we play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is, a game. And our customers are happy.
Pianist who can't play piano.
Better than a defense attorney who can't defend.
Oh?
Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination.
Right, Your Honor.
My first cross-examination. Don't blow it.
Are you all right? You're sweating bullets.
Bullets? Where?
It's a figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy, too.
My brain feels strained and raspy, sir.
You've watched me perform cross-examination many times. Though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher?
Should I ask Mr. Gavin for a refresher?
We actually will say no.
No need for help here, sir. I think I've got this one covered.
You'd better do more than think. You know it or you do not.
I'm fine. The cords of steel are ready for battle. My weapons, press and present.
I find any inconsistencies, any lies in the testimony, and reveal them to the court. And that is cross-examination. Learn it, know it, do it.
Inconsistencies. Lies. Phoenix Wright? As if. Phoenix Wright would never lie, and it's up to me to prove it.
Defense may begin the cross-examination.
You know, that's a few less health bars. I'm just noticing that those are like bigger sections of health bar than the. Really? Oh no, that's the wrong button.
You can hardly play?
No, I play sometimes, when customers demand it. So I play them one song. That's usually all they want.
Was that supposed to be a boast just now?
The title of pianist is a mask, a respectable face I wear for the world at large.
Are you really at the Borscht Bowl Club?
My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table.
They pay you just to play poker?
That would seem to be the case. I am a professional after all.
Do I detect pride in that statement? It's just hard for an honest, hardworking member of society like me to imagine.
Yes, your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston.
What?
I've played poker for 7 years in that little room, and I've never lost once.
What?
You see why the customers come now. Defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That is, I'm quite a draw.
Wait, you've never lost once? Not even one time?
As I said, I'm a professional.
He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once? Is that even possible?
Okay, want to go into that a little bit more?
The room in the crime scene photo is an attraction?
It has quite a history, actually. The Borscht Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day.
Black market?
All in the past. Things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays.
How much time has passed in between these two games?
Suffice it to say that there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Right there in that room.
Smoky room, gambling hoods, you know. Just looking at this picture makes me feel bad.
The bosses gather around the table, cutting deals safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, a goon keeps watch at the small window. I can practically picture it now.
That window. This looks like it would be good for keeping a lookout, but little else.
The room had a few other tricks to it, though it was common knowledge to our regulars. At any rate, they came to play poker in a room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it's all just good, clean fun.
Okay.
2 decks of cards?
simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip in cards.
Something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there are some lying scattered on the floor.
Precisely. Cards on the table, cards upon the floor, each one forming a complete deck. A crime scene painted in blue by a sad sweep of cards. It's poetic, really. Incidentally, we used 2 types of cards at the club. One deck of cards was red, the other blue.
As I recall in poker, you make 5-card hands. I see how it would be easy to cheat.
Yes, a game of hands. Huh?
This competition you're talking about. I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently.
That's right. It was a simple game, after all.
Are you sure?
Huh?
People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendant, you were in the room the very moment that the crime occurred. But you claim no connection to the crime.
Now that's strange.
What's strange?
I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me if the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Of course, I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense.
I completely let that one slip by.
Don't despair yet, Justice.
Sir?
Right, there's something I'd like to make clear, namely your connection to the case at hand, and I'd like to hear it from you.
Sure, why not?
Very well, the defendant will amend his testimony.
Just one little press. I've got myself a whole new testimony?
I plead silence regarding the murder, but I will say I never touched the murder weapon.
Phoenix, it's not how that works. Phoenix, it's not how that works.
Silence?
The defendant has the right to refuse to testify. I haven't forgotten everything about the law.
But why? That clearly puts you at a disadvantage.
And it's your job to turn that around in our favor, yes?
Great, like I didn't have enough to do already.
Justice, didn't you detect anything odd about that testimony?
Huh? Wait, something you said did ring a little strangely. Just one thing, now what was it?
You figure it out. I'd suggest presenting evidence.
Evidence?
It contradicts the testimony.
Contradiction to Mr. Wright's testimony, but why? Better check the court record. Can't imagine Mr. Wright lying in a testimony.
Isn't it a little early to be jumping to conclusions? This is your first cross-examination. Take it slow. Need more information? Don't forget to press.
Right, I got it. I'm fine.
Let's see what we got here. Your job is to take on his customers. In the room where we play in the competition, and there are the club's main attractions. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. Well, this isn't in color, so it doesn't help me. Can't actually tell whether the cards are different or not. Oh, it does say it bears the defendant's prints on it. Yeah, so it's that. Yep. Which I figured. That's not true. Unless, of course, this isn't the murder weapon.
So, you say you didn't touch the murder weapon, this grape juice bottle, right?
So I said.
Something the matter, Mr. Justice?
Too bad our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb.
Is this Mr. Payne?
I examined the bottle in question, you see, and it was covered with the defendant's fingerprints.
Objection!
No need to shout, Mr. Justice. I can hear you just fine.
Excess yelling can damage the judge's ears and our case.
But what about my cords of steel? Anyway, what's so strange about fingerprints on a bottle in a restaurant?
Well, it's true. The prints alone don't prove it.
Oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they were normal fingerprints.
Huh?
But the fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down.
Well, how would you pull it off if it was made like wine pull it?
Upside down? What does that mean?
It means he was holding the bottle inverted, and there can only be one reason for that. Yes, to brain someone with the bottle.
My little person. Mr. Gavin, I think things just took a turn for the worse.
Oh, I see no problem, Justice.
Huh?
The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything. You'll see.
Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to the court?
I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now.
Not very cooperative, are you? It's gonna hurt your case.
I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason.
Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something.
What might that be, Mr. Gavin?
On the night of the crime, who was it who reported the murder to the police?
Murdered?
Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright. But still, that...
Really?
Yes, well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone.
Near the scene?
Let's take a look at the diagram of the murder scene, shall we?
Okay.
The victim was murdered in a small room in the basement, 2 floors down from ground level. Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far down. The defendant used the stairs in this hallway to go above ground. The call came from the 1st floor of the restaurant.
I see. And this is the phone that made the call.
Wright's cell phone added to the court record.
The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so chose.
Oh, what's this?
Wow,
The battery's being held on with a piece of tape. You should just buy a new one. Maybe he can't afford it, or he just doesn't care. Anything else? Nope. Nothing unusual. I wonder how useful that will actually be.
Yet he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities. And you claim he is being uncooperative.
Nice save, Mr. Gavin. I'd better not waste this.
I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being.
Toyed? I assure you no one is more serious about...
What was it you said? The defendant was in the room the very moment that the crime occurred. How would you possibly know this?
That's a good question. How indeed?
The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness.
You're as good as they say you are.
So someone else was in the room the night of the crime? And that must mean they witnessed the crime.
Everything up till now has been a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready?
Very well. The prosecution may call its first witness to the stand.
Oh.
The witness will state her name and profession.
Hold on just a moment. Where's the witness?
I surmise that she has been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horns. So I used a little hair gel. Relax, people.
Have no fear of any horns pointing your direction. The squad will cut them off.
You are sure?
I swear it on my gavel. Please come out.
Isn't violence against hair a crime, Your Honor?
Well, if you're sure, it's okay.
No, the prosecution... Wait a minute. The prosecution care to explain the witnesses or paraphernalia?
Yes. She is a professional, Your Honor. These are merely tools of her trade.
That would be...
My name is Olga Orly. I am employed as waitress in Borscht Ball Club restaurant.
Then where the camera?
Of course, it is my pride to serve borscht that is naming a restaurant, but I also perform, how it is said, other service.
I take it one of these other services is taking the customers' pictures.
It almost doesn't make sense, though.
Like, for example, this one.
That's an defendant.
Indeed, on the night of the murder. Man in white hat, in one who has gone kaput.
Interesting. There's lots of bottles of grape juice. The necklace. That's interesting. The necklace is the one that Phoenix is wearing.
Yeah, that is a victim. Order, order. There's quite a piece of evidence to casually drop in our laps.
It is same way as I drop cold bowls of borscht on laps of customers. Casually.
The court will casually accept this new evidence.
Alright.
Now, witness, where were you at the time of the murder? I was in room, the hideout, we call it.
Excuse me, the hideout?
It is room where famous gangster bad guy was arrested.
Oh, no way. Famous gangster bad guy?
Is room where a murder took place.
What?
Your look of utter surprise, it is lovely. I will post my courtroom door later for you. The photos will be numbered, and you will write which ones you want a copy of.
So there were 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga Orly, our witness. And if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, that means...
Well, witness, we'll testify to the court about that night's events.
Dun dun dun! That fateful night.
That night, customer asked me to deal cards for game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on, da. The victim, he plays whole time with his hands on lock at his neck. Then, last hand is done, but something terrible has happened, da. That man flew at victim and is strangling him to death.
Well, we know what the issue here is.
Incidentally, who won the game?
Isn't it obvious? The winner was the victim, Mr. Smith.
That's ridiculous. Because Because Mr. Wright can't lose.
Justice. Maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection.
But he hadn't lost in 7 years. Take it from me, kid, it happens. I didn't lose a case my first 7 years as prosecutor either. Incidentally, I have some evidence here. These are the poker chips as they lay at the very moment of the crime.
I mean, does have a full house. A higher full house is interesting. 2 aces, but 3 sevens versus 3 kings. How very interesting. But where's the other deck? That we don't see.
The hand and the chips on this side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright. Those on the far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith.
Chips, you say?
I mean, yes. I imagine that poker is war, your hand is your army, and the chips are the spoils.
I know that. For all my youth, I was known as the poker head of courtroom number 3.
I think he means poker face.
In this picture, it does seem that most of the chips are on the victim's side of the table.
Alright. But why just casually place the bottle down? Unless it's a different bottle.
Well, the defense will cross-examine the witness.
Well, we know one thing. I do like the little intros now to the cross-examination where it looks like a Pokemon gym battle between Apollo and the prosecutor. Death, which is obviously not true. I'm actually gonna press on the locket just because I want to find out more about this locket. And then I'll do the obvious objection. His locket.
I believe it was good luck, Charmda. He gripped it many times as he played that night.
As Mr. Balthazar might carry him to the moon and the stars. Or it was small enough to fit around his neck, he wouldn't have much lift.
The defense would like a clarification. This is a locket we're talking about. I mean, a pendant with a picture in it, right? Not a rocket.
Of course, I knew that. Probably a pendant shaped like a rocket, that's why he called it that.
No, a locket's a locket.
It's considered bad form to poke fun at the hard of hearing in our society.
Hard of hearing or hard of understanding?
So what happened next?
Okay. Well, we know that's not true.
Objection!
Oh, really? Strangled, you say? That's odd.
Normal customers only choke on borscht.
No, I mean, this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Miss Orley, really now, did you witness the crime? Oh, good reflexes, though.
In the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hit. It's wearing his hat and everything.
Yet it is a fact that he was hit, Your Honor. Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during our investigation.
That's quite shocking, isn't it? His head certainly was a hit.
Interesting.
But I have seen happen. The defendant, he lunged at victim his neck.
Oh, really, Miss Orley? I think I've caught you in your own lie this time.
Justice, I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this through once more.
What do you mean? I found a contradiction.
There's one thing in your testimony that troubles me.
Very
Very well. We should continue the cross-examination.
There's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it.
There's such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too. Cards for game. Oh, that's interesting.
It's already April. How could it be cold?
At the Borscht Bowl Club, we have pride of authentic rustic Russian restaurant theme. Outside it is city in spring, but inside it is always as cold as Mother Russia.
No way am I going there.
When it comes to hot borscht, cold is best seasoning, da?
Okay. So what happened? Ah, I see. Oh, it gives you a little bit more information. I see. What do we do here? It troubles you. Why did customer ask you to deal cards? Hold on. You are dealing cards? Do you do this often?
Da, I'm doing this. If customer wishes it, I serve anything. Borscht, cards, more borscht. It is my work.
And here our place hasn't forgotten the meaning of service.
Welcome you to Borscht Bowl Club, where borscht is as warm as the waitresses.
Thank you for not handing out flyers during the cross-examination. Lock it. Something terrible?
Friends will refrain from any needless shouting.
Sorry. Need to seriously reconsider this vocal training thing.
Now, Miss Orley, could you tell us what happened?
Oh, I was so frightened, I trembled with fear. He hit him with bottle.
You didn't say anything about hitting before.
So sorry, I must be forgetting this, da.
And this will take great care with your testimony.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
That clears up the discrepancy with the autopsy report, I believe. The defendant made to strangle his victim and changed his mind. Which was a simpler, blunter means to do the job. Yes, that sums it up nicely.
So he strangled him, then hit him? Something's fishy about all this.
Go ahead, I believe you know what it is you need to do.
Right, sir, leave it to me. There were only 3 people in the room at the time of the murder. Victim? Okay, we're going to this again. Okay. Now, do I have his approval to do this? I guess not. That's not the contradiction.
I don't see how it is. It's contradictory.
Okay. Well. That did not go so well. Okay. From the restaurant's first floor. Smith. He's wearing a hat. He's got a locket. Is it, where's the locket? Oh, because the locket isn't here. Is that it? Okay, hold on, give me a second. Oh my gosh, I'm not. I just want to go to the other thing, but I can't. Alright. Let's save this here real quick. The victim this whole time with his hand on locket at his neck. Is this where I can do this? Because he doesn't have it here. Doesn't have it there either, but... Yes, that's the right one. You know, there was one curious part in her testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. What does it mean?
Yes, would you care to explain what it is you're thinking so intensely about?
Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his hand on the locket at his neck, I believe she said. I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar.
No, but look at this photograph. Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it takes me back.
Do you see a locket on the victim's neck?
Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I knew you'd be able to handle this.
But what does it mean?
We are to believe this witness's testimony as is. The locket disappeared following the victim's death.
Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor.
It's quite simple when you think about it. If the locket is gone, someone must have taken it off, no?
Taken off? Wait, you don't mean...
The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it?
Defendant, what do you have to say to this? Say,
Yes?
I've noticed this, but you have something hanging around your neck, don't you?
Oh. You mean this? Yes, it's a locket with a photograph inside. A photo of my daughter.
Excuse me? Excuse? Hold on. Do we have ages? It's been 7 years? Because Phoenix was what, like 26 at the end of the last game? It's been 7 years?
Come again?
It's my reaction.
Right. Do you have a daughter?
We confirmed it at the time of arrest. The picture of the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter.
Huh?
So, Mr. Wright has a locket too?
Come on, bud.
Why don't I buy that this is just a coincidence?
Well, now the results of this poker game led to the murder. Perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game.
Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear that the defendant lost badly.
Oh?
So are they. We'll testify to the court about the game played between the victim and defendant.
Alrighty then. Serious competition.
The game began with 3,500 points in chips for each man. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. The one who was winning, it was victim. For last hand, defendant play with all chips on table and lose. The moment loss was decided, defendant grabs bottles from table and...
Looking at this picture, that seemed to be a one-sided game.
As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow.
How many times have I heard these words? Done it in a fit of anger, Your Honor, and now I regret it. Common tale, but true.
Methinks the judge watches too many old court movies. Mr. Wright said he hasn't lost in 7 years. His testimony must be wrong.
Okay. Let's see. Are those the usual starting points? Or any special rules used?
No, not special. Usual game, usual rules.
You man begin with 3,500 points, and the total would be, exactly 7,000 points.
This isn't calculus. It's not even long division. Small and large. Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 large, that doesn't make sense.
Of course.
Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press harder? Yeah, I think so. Maybe you could explain a bit about these chips.
Explain? What is there to be explained?
Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips, not a chip off the old block, not a motorcycle cop, not a...
Thanks. Now that I've pressed her, I'm gonna ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars or rubles even?
Yet, as I've been saying before, it was game, not gambling. I perhaps for capitalists to understand. 2 types of chip, 100-point chip and 1,000-point chip. It is not money, da?
Justice. Sir, don't you find our comment interesting? I do. 1,000, there's 10 of the gray chips. That's 10,000. This is 10,500 points. In more ways than one, sir.
I'd have it added to her testimony myself.
Well, is the Reds on the witness to add to her testimony?
Yes. Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Add it to the testimony. Wish I knew where I was going with this.
Alright, well, witness, if you'd be so kind.
Your Honor.
Is worth 100, other point is worth 1,000. Well, the problem is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 1,000 point chips. Okay, so let's say the smaller chips, because that could be what it is. So that's 5,000 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus another, that's 6,000. So either way, the math doesn't add up. So present? Yeah. You're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure.
It seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won, if you're not in kindergarten.
Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court?
Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which were worth 1,000 points?
Why, the big ones, of course, duh.
Oh, I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up.
The totals?
Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips. The combined total value of those chips was 7,000 points.
Yes, my calculations are correct. So 3 plus 1 carry the 5.
They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. If the big chips are worth 1,000 points and the small chips are worth 100, you add them all up.
How much is it?
Do it yourself. You aren't in kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. Hold on. Am I bad at math? Oh, no, there are 6. There absolutely are 6. I'm an idiot. I can't do math. But if that's the case, then it does add up. It means the small chips are 100 and the big chips are 1,000.
But why? How could this be?
Exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why.
Right, there's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. Starting points are wrong. Chip count was wrong. No, both are right. Both are right, but that means he wasn't winning. That means he didn't win. Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can only be one answer.
What is it?
The value of the chips was the other way round.
What?
Want to know what I think? The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones.
Madness under madness.
Give me a photograph of the chips again.
Now, I know this might be hard for the capitalist mindset, but bigger is not always better or more valuable.
There are 6 small chips and 10 large chips. Why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up.
Indeed.
Excellent work, Justice. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself.
Actually did that time, thank you very much. I didn't even have to process of elimination it. Actually, I caught on to that one. So, I mean, it's the first case of the first game of the trilogy, but, you know. Start at a high note as, you know, slowly wears me down.
Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it. Oh, but wait. The value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing.
The victim did have the larger number of chips still.
Exactly. The small chips are 1,000 points and large chips are 100. Let's do a little math. Add up the points for each side of the table.
But Mr. Smith had 2,900 points and the defendant had 4,100 points.
Well now, seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all.
It's impossible.
My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning. Now, Miss Orley, you must have known the true value of the chips. Since you were there at the scene of the crime, weren't you? Still got those reflexes.
Order. Appears our defendant has lost his motive. Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened. Now ask ourselves whether we can trust the witness's testimony yet.
Who said hold it?
Excuse me, what is it, Miss Orley?
I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see, See what, Miss Orley? What do we see? In the last hand, there was cheat. A cheat? You don't mean a trick?
Wait, do you mean a scam?
They're all the same thing. Yes, there is cheat in last hand. That is why game ends with chips as they are.
Great, just great. First we have lying, now cheating.
Well, this case certainly has taken a turn for the interesting.
Monsieur, please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating in the final hand.
The last hand, both men had full house. There is 4 of each card in deck, from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious.
King. 7, 7, 7, ace, ace, king, 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 king.
I mean, we can't see the other hands. I mean, this is useful. I mean, right, what are the odds that all 4 aces would be drawn into 2 hands? It's a little bit interesting, but not impossible. They don't have any cards that conflict. Yeah. I mean, that would have been the obvious thing. Unless that down there is supposed to be an ace of spades, but that's weird. Can you see more here? I'm looking to see. I can't see anything obvious. Hmm.
The next moment, game becomes argument, huh? The defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in his hand for Mr. Smith.
Miss Orley, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? I thought I smelled a cover up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers.
Perhaps a very high-scoring hand. Not easy to make in my experience.
That alone is enough to suspect less than scrupulous tactics.
No, it's not. The idea that anytime you somehow managed to get you drew into a full house, that you were cheating?
Mr. Gavin? What's a full house?
Lawyers these days, you don't know your poker.
Can't say this bodes well for your case or career.
I thought poker was gambling and a crime, and that those who engage in it are the basest of criminals. I'm confused. Is this a setup? Entrapment?
What is this, some kind of secret poker ring?
Justice, you know the terms 1 pair, 2 pair, and 3 of a kind, yes?
Yeah, no problem.
2 cards with...
The same number makes a pair, and 3 makes a 3 of a kind.
Good. Now picture a hand with 1 pair and 1 3 of a kind. That's a full house.
That doesn't sound very easy to make, does it? You can see each player's hand in this photo.
I mean, right, is it a little weird that both of them drew it? Yes, especially being all of them are aces. But crazier things have happened.
They both have full houses. We forget there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat.
And the defense may cross-examine the witness.
If he did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat?
Also true.
Like, huh? Both men had full house. Just how hard is it to make a full house anyway?
It is quite hard, huh? It is making a pair and a 3 of a kind at the same time.
What is the... Now I'm... They keep playing up that a full house is really hard to make, but like... I'm pretty sure it's not even close to the hardest hand to make, because there's so many cards. Poker hand odds chart. Alright, let's look at this. Yeah, full house is, I mean, it's rare, but it's only slightly more rare than a flush, which is 5 of any suit. You know, it gets much harder to get like 4 of a kind, a straight flush, or a royal flush. Like those are like much higher odds. Almost like it goes from the odds of getting a full house are 693 to 1. The odds of a 4 of a kind are 4,164 to 1. Whereas a flush is only 508 to 1 by comparison in comparison to 693. So is it a difficult card hand to get? Yes. Is it anywhere near like the hardest, most impossible? Obviously, if 2 people got a royal flush, that would be much crazier. I guess that's right.
Very difficult to be sure. You take my word as a poker head of courtroom number 3.
Very difficult, but it's not impossible. Okay, full house hard, line of questioning, a waste of time. There is 4 of each card in deck from ace to king. Four of each card, you say? There is 1 spade, 1 diamond, 1 heart, and 1 club for each card. It is interesting fact that this number 4 comes from number of seasons. Oh, you don't say.
How do you know that the cards are numbered 1 to 13? And all the cards in a deck. You get 364 a year.
That's... I'm gonna guess. Is that actually accurate? Is that 52 times 4? No, 52 times 4, sorry. Maybe that's accurate, I don't know.
Huh, you don't say. Isn't that 1 day short? That's why each deck has 2 jokers. They say the second joker stands for the leap year. Thus you have a perfect representation of the year, all in a deck of cards.
I'm gonna side-eye this. I can't look it up right now. I don't think this is accurate or true.
Oh, you don't say. You're gonna be in this courtroom for a year if it keeps going like this.
Because typically you don't play with the 2 jokers. Very few games play with the jokers. Unless you're Balatro, then you play with all the jokers. I need you to walk me through this. How is it clear?
Well, the defendant, he played a 5th ace.
Huh?
5th ace?
I still remember both hands very well. Mr. Smith hands has 3 aces.
No, it doesn't. Am I an idiot? No, it has 3 kings. Let me know where something has changed.
And Mr. Wright, too.
Obviously cheating was afoot, or perhaps I should say a hand.
Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to the testimony without Mr. Payne's joke.
I'd rather witness will add this detail to her testimony, please.
Except it's not.
It appears the witness is mistaken.
Mistaken? But my name...
Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony.
That's the vote of the chips, is it not?
Justice, perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point out your point.
Yes, please point out the contradiction in this photo.
It's this one.
Miss Orley, in your testimony, you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. But as you can clearly see, the victim's hand only had 2 aces.
Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace in question.
Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also has 2 aces in his hand. Where's this 5th ace? I see cheating all right, and it's going on right here in this courtroom.
The aces in each player's hands just make 4 aces total. Hardly proof of cheating.
Wait, please. It is true. I've seen it, the 5th ace. There is cheating, I swear to you.
That's odd. She must be lying, and she's the most sincere I've seen her all day.
You're right to trust your instincts.
Mr. Gavin?
Who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion.
Might not be, Mr. Gavin.
If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards.
Cards?
Mr. Payne,
Yes?
the players' hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court.
Very well, the prosecution will submit this evidence. Will you examine? Victim's cards or the defendant's cards?
These cards don't prove cheating was going on. Nothing will. Let's see. Now, which of these hands is more suspicious? I think we want to view the victim's hand, because that's the one where the ace supposedly disappeared from. There's the victim's hands that changed over the course of the witness's testimony. The defense requests time to examine Mr. Smith's cards.
Hurry around, Mr. Payne, if you would.
Very well.
Was left at the scene. Full house.
Well, time was wasting. Get to it, Justice.
I'm going. Okay. Yep. Oh, look at... Oh. They're red, and this is blue. Only one of the cards has a blue back. I'm much more of a red guy myself. Blue is so... not red, you know? Yeah. Card backs are red. For some reason, I thought they were using blue back cards in the final hand. They were. There's something changed here. Someone's cheating. Yes, sir. Oh. Oh, now it's going to show me how to do all this, even though I did it already. Okay.
When examining evidence, be sure to view it from all sides and angles. Try using the right stick to turn it which way and X and Y to zoom in and out. That should give you a better perspective on the case.
Okay, let's do this. Oh, it's gonna make me do it again. Okay. What? Your Honor, look at this! One of the victim's cards. The back is a different color.
That's impossible. But I put the card in Wright's hand.
Huh? What was that? Excuse me?
What was that, Miss Orley?
Not yet. I merely said, da, I have ick.
Your Honor,
Mr. Gavin, yes.
tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker?
To cheat?
I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend, a comrade, shall we say, the dealer.
Wait, so you mean
Miss Witness, Miss Orley?
She's the cheater. A professional, I'd wager.
Yeah.
Order, order.
Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of of her mistake. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard. It's impossible, but they put that card in Wright's hand. Ergo, Miss Olga Orley conspired to cheat not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shady Smith. Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. And therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim.
What?
But you don't mean... The defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga Orley, are you?
Time for justice. There are 3 people in the room at the time of the incident. And if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means I am. The defense accuses the witness, Miss Olga Orley, of murder. Nope, it's painted. Ah, good reflexes, witness stand.
Payne, where's your witness, Miss Olga Orley?
It appears she has lost consciousness, Your Honor.
Mr. Justice,
Your Honor?
seems you presented a new possibility to the court. I'm suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith.
And that means...
Court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time.
What?
I did it. I held out.
See no point in prolonging the trial this day. Prosecution will need to make further inquiry.
Mr. Wright? You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet.
What nonsense is the defendant spewing now?
Think. One of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means?
Oh, what are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections right when you're about to get off the hook? They're ridiculous.
Payne, you old people should know. The right of the talent, or the ridiculous. Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night.
Oh, is he actually going to testify now?
As was said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night.
That was said before.
The 2 decks at the club have different colored backs, blue and red. 1 color per deck. Why use different colored backs? If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. Use different colors and they still got mixed up? We used the red deck for the last game.
I see, but that's odd. For some reason, I had this impression that you were using the blue cards.
Yeah, because they were there.
Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards.
Whatever, in the end, 1 card as the wrong color got into the mix, which means there was cheating.
Yes, a card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yet this card raises 2 serious questions. Apollo? Yes? Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think, in the last game, when was the card swapped?
He did say when that he placed it in. Unless the card wasn't swapped and the victim was swapped places.
When? There are 3 broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder.
Well, yeah, thanks for the news bulletin, Mr. Wright.
Interesting.
Of course it was swapped.
Oh? Might be as simple as you it might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne, or it might not be. I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? When was the card swapped into the deck?
before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder? From the sounds of it, it should be before the murder. I think I have an angle on this. Don't know if it's accurate or not. I'm assuming the victim's body might have been moved. Because something doesn't seem right. Don't know if this is right or not. Well, it must have happened before the murder.
During the game.
I wonder.
Why?
Think when you're playing poker, which side of the cards face your opponents?
I guess that's true.
The back.
Not something the poker head of quadrant number 3 would be likely to miss.
Sorry, let me think about this some more. When was the card swapped into the deck?
I guess it could be after the murder?
Perhaps it happened after the murder.
What? What's that ridiculous? What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown? That's silly.
Yes, but tell me, how could you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible.
Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible.
Oh? Even when the backs of the cards are different color? If you pulled that during the game, it'd be caught in no time. Quite true. That would mean that the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown, after the murder.
Okay, this is going past silly and straight onto crazy. I ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that?
Oh, indeed. That's one of the mysteries before us.
There's another.
Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card? Who? The game of murder is done. The victim is dead. Only 2 remain in the room, alive, that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Orly. Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for the blue card?
Interesting questions, interesting questions. Who swapped the red card for a blue card? It could have been Olga. It could have been Phoenix. It could have been someone else entirely. Is it too obvious if I just go someone else?
The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And, well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Olga Orly either.
What are you suggesting?
It's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As a defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Miss Orly at this point.
Yes, I know, but she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong color card.
When the card was swapped during the game, it'd be obvious. Something you'd like to share in the court, Mr. Wright?
Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking how much fun all this is.
Fun? How about confusing? I have no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. If the one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant and it wasn't Miss Orly, then who was it?
Yeah, well, that's the question, isn't it?
Precisely.
Huh?
I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction.
New direction?
We'll find that, indeed, after the murder, someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hand, and that someone made 2 critical mistakes. I'm sure you're going to tell us that the first was swapping the wrong color card, because the one who did the swap didn't know 2 colors of cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card.
Right, the person replaced the 5th ace with a king.
Right.
I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a 5th ace after all.
Or sorry, I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a 5th ace after all. All they knew was that the game had been won with a full house. So they picked up a king from the table and swapped it in.
But there's one problem. According to our case record, the person doesn't exist.
True. Not until now. But you have to admit the possibility of a 4th person. Though it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime.
What?
That would make sense.
I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright.
Trial has proceeded on one central assumption. Namely, that at the time of the incident, there were only 3 people in that room.
I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption?
The problem is that you chose to conceal this information from the court.
I suppose that is a problem, yes.
Court is adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during this recess.
Certainly, Your Honor.
Very well. Trial will resume in 20 minutes.
Oh, this is going well.
That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth?
Well now, I'd think you would know the answer to that.
Being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I have no time for mysteries. I'd only ask that you leave the defending to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome.
I see you haven't mellowed out one bit, Christoph.
Justice.
Yes, sir.
The judge summoned me to his chambers, so carry on without me.
You did well, Apollo. Can I ask you something?
Sure.
The locket you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright? Ah, you're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket. Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there. Is it? I'm just surprised to hear you had a daughter.
Most people are.
Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days. One more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you? What do you think? Huh? You know what happened 7 years ago. What I did? No, I don't. Would you like to share with the class? It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat. I never, honest, but it is odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years. Want to know something? There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker. You see, poker is all about reading your opponent. In that way, it's a lot like a court case. Poker is like trial law? Figure out what your opponent is thinking and you win. Well, yeah, but it's harder than it sounds. I think not. Huh? Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Body language can become a valuable source of information. You're kidding!
That witness, for instance, Miss Orley.
She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? Totally didn't notice that. If that's gonna be a thing in this game, I'm gonna miss it 1,000% of the time. No. Come on, who'd notice that?
Words, habits, twitches. That's all information for the reading.
That's the secret to winning, Apollo.
Someone taught me, and now I pass the secret on to you.
But I'm not worthy. I mean, there's no way I'll pick up on these signals.
No, you can do it. Huh? You just don't know it yet.
What's he talking about?
But you will, soon. I almost forgot one more thing. About this case. You should know, I haven't told the truth to anyone yet.
Huh? I knew it.
I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power. I am power? I had no idea my cords of steel were that special. It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best.
Dun 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 dun. Well, let's see where we go from here. Let's see if we can. The trial resumes. Yes. $12:14 p.m. Courtroom number 2. All right. Well, let's get back on this.
Court will now reconvene. Our witness, Miss Olga Orley, recovered.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, she's regained consciousness.
Perhaps we can hear a version of events again.
That's the thing, you see, she's quite fatigued.
You're looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne.
Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. The defense would like to request that Mr. Orley take the stand.
Well, the witness will take the stand.
All right. Well, now I gotta pay attention.
Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession? Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poor loser.
Not.
Oh.
Name's Olga Orley. That's the truth, I'm a pro dealer. People call me Olga Quick Fingers Orley.
Oh, really?
Want to know something else? I'm not really Russian, and my last name sounds like oh really. There, that's the truth. I hope you're satisfied. Witness, you will tell the court what you were really up to that night. Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see?
I remind you that you are currently under oath. Any further fabrications will have serious consequences.
Fine.
All right.
Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy, Smith, hired me to do what I do best. I was planted at the Borscht Bowl Club several days prior. I was planted at the Borscht Bowl Club several days prior to the night of the game, as a waitress. So, you were in cahoots with the victim? Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles, but winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. It was about destroying a legend, the unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple, elegant really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When the hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut.
Swap the cards.
Exposed as a cheater and losing on top of it would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces.
Indeed. And the card red-handed at cheating would cast doubt on all his prior wins.
A 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. That was the plan.
Orly. How droll. But it appears you made quite the mistake.
Mistake?
I agree the trap was elegant. It would happen to that planted card.
Hey, that's right. He's lucky, I'll give him that. You'd have to be to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quickfingers Orly.
Oh, really? This would be much cuter if you dispensed with the evil mastermind stick.
Cute? Who wants to be cute? I'm not cute, I'm bad. You hear me? Bad.
If you're being bad, perhaps you could testify to the court. Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung.
The last 7 years have, the judge's gotten a little snappier. It's a little more no nonsense. At least for now. The best laid traps.
That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to, and Wright lost the last hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him, but the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it.
Ah, they did the thing.
It wasn't me who hit Smith. It was that no-good cheating defendant.
Surprising Frank's testimony still leaves us mostly in the dark.
The trap was perfect, I tell you, perfect. That rotten cheater hadn't messed it up. Look who's talking!
Well, the testimony for that is worth it all. For what it's worth is all yours, Mr. Justice.
With a witness like her, who needs criminals? With defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors?
Alright, well, I think I know where to press at least. Supposed to.
Wait, isn't that a little odd? What's odd? You searched Mr. Wright thoroughly and found nothing, which means he didn't cheat, which means he had no reason to strike the victim. Well,
Oh?
what was that just now? I sensed something.
You're wrong, Mr. Justice.
No, nothing, Your Honor. What to do? Should I press her a little harder? Yes. Miss Orly, you're hiding something. What are you talking about? Me? Quick Fingers Orly? The defense would refrain from baseless accusations. I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim? Is this true? Of course it's true. I did see it, honest. I saw it when Wright hit him. With my own eyes, I saw it. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? That witness, for instance, Miss Orly? She wouldn't touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice?
This is absolutely gonna be a thing. I'm gonna have to figure out people's tells. I'm gonna miss that so much. Okay.
Touching her neck, was it?
Alright. But I'm gonna need you to calm down with the Sharingan, alright? Let's calm down.
Whoa, what's going on? This sensation, it's coming into focus. There, that twitch. It's so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit like I couldn't before.
Gotcha. Perceive.
Miss Orly, perhaps you're unaware of this yourself. Aware of what? Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand. My neck? So what?
What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort. When she says the part of the testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory and she touches her neck. I'm sure of it.
A memory? Would someone care to explain what he's babbling about?
It's highly unusual, but let's ask the defense. And the witness is remembering something? Do we have evidence of the memory to show us?
Hey man, boy do I not. Boy do I not. Boy do I not.
Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. So what would remind her most of the moment of the crime?
Could be the bottle. That could be.
Miss Orley, whenever you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck. I've noticed it happens when you think about the moment of the crime. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an erasable impression on your neck is this. Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck and reminds us more of that moment than this bottle, the murder weapon. But something doesn't fit. If you were only the witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain?
What's he talking about now?
It was Mr. Smith, the victim, who was hit. Not you.
Oh.
This is a cross-examination, not a cross-wild conjecture. The witness's habits are completely irrelevant.
Justice, I'll admit, I'm a bit confused myself. This is certainly a unique cross-examination. I'll explain later, just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her. Miss Orley, please testify in detail at the moment of the crime. The very moment. Yet, I am nothing. We know you're not Russian.
Witness will testify, please, now.
Fine. He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got there.
Well, that doesn't sound right.
You seem uneasy. You try standing up here. Your eyes are darting all over the place. Must be getting warm. I must be getting warm. Tell me, after the crime, what was the defendant like? Well, he must have been stunned by the weight of his crime. Sat in a daze at that table until the cops came.
Intriguing. I believe you've gotten all the testimony you're going to get out of this witness. So what do you think about her testimony?
I'll tell you what I think. Her testimony is flawed. It's basically bogus and contradicts the evidence.
What's that?
Well, so is this evidence, Mr. Justice? This evidence that you claim contradicts the testimony.
She didn't let him out of her sight until the cops got there. Well, there's some evidence that contradicts that. Miss Orley, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you said. It states that the police were reported by a report from the defendant. And we know that the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made that phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. So explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely.
Oh no, the borscht! Not the borscht!
The man who picked up a bottle and swung it that night wasn't the defendant.
Was the victim? Oh. Cinematics are cool.
Showdown time.
You dirty cheat. Check his pockets now.
It's gone. The card's gone. You lose. Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle from next to Wright. And he hit me.
Oh?
You.
So you, some master of cheating you are.
When I came to, the victim
Was already dead, is that it?
That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure.
Well, where does this leave us?
Madness, this is madness. I'm dreaming. It must be me who was hit with a bottle, and I'm imagining all of this.
Here's our prosecution is at his wit's end, and frankly, I can't blame him. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events? Mr. Gavin, sir.
I believe that as the defense in this case, we were compelled to call Miss Orley a big fat liar. What? There were three were in that room the night of the murder. The defendant, victim, and her. And she has a motive.
A motive?
Her plot foiled, the witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. And the defendant of that argument, and the denouement of that argument, was murder.
What? I didn't. I'm no killer. It's a trap. Someone's trying to frame me.
What tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive. So tangled we catch ourselves in the process.
Mr. Wright.
Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin. What are you saying? Why not consider the other possibility? That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder.
Right. Like Mr. Wright was saying before recess.
A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. And the one who swapped the card didn't know two colors of cards were being used. A fourth person.
This theory again? Your fourth person doesn't exist.
Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal.
Oh. Well, I think I was right, by the way. Because what did he say at the very beginning? Our friend Christoph there? He did say, I was dining with Phoenix the night of the murder.
The real criminal.
And we're in luck. A clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less.
What?
Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about.
I think I do, actually.
Sorry. Remember when I said the fourth person who swapped the cards made one critical error? Here she wasn't considering the color on the backs of the cards.
He is the one that kept saying blue. He didn't know. Yeah, I mean, this was up. You hadn't already figured it out. That's the big clue.
Right, but how could such an obvious mistake occur? The cards used for the last game were red. Yet there's one person here in our court who thought those cards were blue. Yeah, I had that impression too, but why? Well, Apollo, think you can figure out who it was?
It's not me, I swear.
And this time you're right. It's not you. Yep. I knew it. I knew it. I called it from the beginning. He gave off bad vibes. He gave off villain vibes.
Why do I always get put on the spot like this? Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used at the final game were blue? As I expected. Your eyes and ears are as sharp as your hair. I was right? Christoph Gavin, you were the fourth person that night. But of course Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards. How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is black and white.
Okay. It was really obvious if you're... I mean, I had already pegged him for reasons like...
I can't tell which of the cards are blue, the ones on the floor or the table. But look! You can see the colors in this photo. Yes, but when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light. It's true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim, but it was only that, a game in the purest sense. A competition, Your Honor.
A competition?
Yes, a test of wits, a silent class of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome. Well, Christoph? Mr. Gavin?
Mr. Gavin, there's something the matter?
No, nothing. Excuse me, it was just so sudden. Right, you aren't seriously accusing me, are you? Oh, Christoph. You know, even I'd never take a joke this far.
This has gone beyond ridiculous. Beyond dumb, this is insanity. The defendant accusing his own defense attorney of murder?
I assure you, I'm quite sane.
What possible connection could Mr. Gavin have to the victim?
I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith either.
Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim have never even met.
Well, that's not true.
Well, what if they have?
Huh?
And there's a possibility, after all. They may have met that night before the game started.
He's not in this photo, is he? No, he's not. But there is 2 plates on the table.
What are you suggesting?
Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Only one thing to do. Mr. Wright, the defense would like to request that you testify to the court. The defense would like to request no such thing. Mr. Gavin? Testimonies must relate to the case. How could anything happening before the game of poker be related?
I'm not sure I followed, Mr. Gavin.
As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss Orley...
Am I to assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you. Mr. Justice, the matter of Miss Wright's testimony is up to you.
Oh, okay.
Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony?
Hear the testimony.
This was Mr. Wright's strategy. He was planning this all along, and I intend to see it through. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court. It too, Justice. You would betray me, your teacher. I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin. This isn't about loyalty. This is about the truth.
Very well, the defendant, Mr. Wright, will take the stand, please.
Here we go. Appetite before murder. Get some water real quick here.
Okay.
That evening, Christoph and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this phonograph. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin.
Interesting. Okay.
Gavin, you were at the Borscht Bowl Club at the night of the murder.
I dine with him rather frequently.
And he talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder?
Quite against my will, I had become involved in a murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him. You were planning this all along, weren't you, Wright? Just because you wanted to drag me into a little murder trial. The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then, and now. I thought my office was doing you a favor when we took on your defense. It appears that I was wrong.
Very well, the defense may cross-examine the witness.
Justice. Sir? He's lying, and you're going to expose him. Understood, sir.
Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright. This can't end well.
Why can't I have a normal trial? And then we sat at the table in this photograph. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left. Let's interrogate that statement.
5 minutes?
So the two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time. That would have been a fateful encounter, to be sure.
Oh, Mr. Wright, what was it you said? Christoph Gavin and Shady Smith may have met?
I believe I did say that.
Well, I was all getting nervous about this meeting, and now we hear they just passed in the hall.
That seemed a little weak as a pretense for murder.
Oh, it would be, if that were all that really happened.
Come on, Mr. Wright, what are you hiding this time?
When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. About this failed trap. This is the same trap that Miss Olga Orley mentioned. Plan was simple, elegant really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When the hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. We'd then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut.
You swapped the cards.
Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Yes, a harmless prank in essence. It was by a quirk of fate that I happened to discover it.
Quirk?
I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card.
The card she planted.
Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was the 5 of hearts. That doesn't seem right. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game. Oh?
Disposed where?
There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle.
An empty bottle of grape juice? The murder weapon?
It's not there now. Yes, I rolled it up and shoved it in. The colored glass makes it hard to see.
A matter of words between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. Sounds like terrific drama.
A card inside the murder weapon? That's strange. Did the police miss it in their investigation? Maybe I'll take a look.
Definitely isn't a card in here. No, there's no card in here. Oh, it's gonna make me do it anyway. There's no card. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in this. Okay. I'm in the menu. That's why I'm going back and forth.
Alright, the poker head of courtroom number 3 approves of this battle of wits. Please arise your testimony with this new information.
The bottle. Mr. Wright, if I may.
Yes?
I examined the bottle and I don't see any card in here.
No?
What?
Mr. Wright, surely isn't all you have to say for yourself.
I can't say that I know what happened to the card.
I did put it in that bottle, however.
Huh?
Perhaps a 5th person came and took it out. Or a 6th person could have helped.
Mr. Wright is your client.
My apologies, Your Honor.
I wouldn't have you disparage our investigation either. We looked inside that bottle, there was nothing.
If he had just seen the card, a 5 of hearts is what he said it was at one point. So what's going on? Hold on. A 5 of hearts. We can't actually see any other cards, right? Yeah, there's no 5 of hearts that we can see anywhere. Is Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again? Or did the card just disappear? It might have looked blue in the thing. Because probably the red, because it was probably a red card that was planted. But if it was a red card that was planted in the green glass, it would have just looked dark. You wouldn't have been able to tell the color of the back of the card, so you would just assumed it was that. But then if you took it out, then where'd it go?
Afraid decisive contradictions call for decisive evidence.
Oh.
Push him harder, Justice. Break him. It's just you and the witness in the ring. Go for the KO.
Why do I get the feeling you're not on our client's side anymore? What would give you that impression? Considering he's the murderer. We sent the photograph. Walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left. Card in a bottle. What did you call him, by the way? Could you explain why you called Mr. Gavin?
I'd obviously gotten involved in a rather sticky affair, and I figured Kristoff's law offices would give me a friend rate for my defense fees. Oh, good to hear you intend to pay. Oh, I'll pay in full, Kristoff. It was I who got you involved, after all. You may find the price of your defense quite high, good friend. Quite high.
Is this the truth that Mr. Wright was talking about?
Justice, do you know what you have to do? He's lying. Expose him now.
Yes, sir. I think, what's Mr. Wright trying to tell me with his testimony? I think. I just go through everything. You had dinner with Mr. Gavin?
Yes, he dines with me at the Borscht Bowl Club quite frequently. We were enjoying a usual dinner at our usual spot, as usual.
Usual.
I always eat at the table closest to the piano.
I see. Where Mr. Smith was sitting.
So the plates and such on the table were from your dinner?
Indeed, the remnants of my meal with Kristoff. We dined for 2 hours, then Kristoff left. After
Christoph left, skip the trap during the game, and dispose of the card in the bottle. I don't think I pressed this. Why in the bottle?
I perceived my opponent's intent immediately. I'm used to entrapment, you see. I knew what was coming.
You were used to entrapment, huh?
Oh, so you just struck first. I like that.
I know every trick in the book. They don't work on me. At least when you get lucky, stick your hand in your pocket, they don't. But didn't he call the police to report? You made the call to the police from the first floor of the restaurant, correct? Exactly. Cell phones don't get a signal down in the hideout. Was anyone else on the first floor at the time? Not a soul. It was all the middle of the night after all. So there, in the darkened restaurant, I called the cops. After making the call, I returned to the hideout. Didn't seem right to leave the injured waitress alone. She wasn't alone. Hold on. Oh, my health came back at some point. Which is interesting. I just noticed that. Okay. Hold on. At least from the restaurant's first floor. Did he not call the police to... I see. When you returned, the victim was already... dead, yes. I'll admit, I was a little startled when I walked in.
A little.
He was bleeding from his forehead, after all. Guess I'd be startled too if I walked in on a scene like that. Yeah. Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes? Take a look at this photograph of the crime scene. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead. Good point. Justice. Next time you point out an inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it.
Alright, can you explain this to the court?
Oh, I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put that hat on his head.
You? You put the hat on his head?
He wore it through our entire poker game. They're calling the police when I returned to the scene. His head was in full view, shining bright, just like in this photograph. The blood is the wrong way, by the way. Something's not right about that.
And?
I picked his hat up off the floor and put it on his head.
Well, why'd you do a thing like that?
All I can say is, I'm sorry. But that's the only thing I touched at the crime scene.
So, Miss Orley didn't see it? It being the victim's or his head.
I'd think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed his head. Oh, here we go again.
Mr. Gavin?
Pardon. It just seems that our client is determined to lie his way through this case.
Hey, he's still our client, isn't he?
I believe that's enough of that.
Mr. Gavin?
This witness testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. Beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago. Well, you certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Christoph. I never knew. I believe it was you who threw the first stone.
Mr. Wright, if you intend to ever tell the truth about this case, it's now or never.
Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here. When I noticed the trap, I put the card in the bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well.
A reason?
That reason is right here.
Your cell phone?
It's the tape.
That night, Goldman and I spoke with defense attorney Gavin after calling the police. Just in case, I recorded our conversation. What's this? Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court.
That's an interesting question. I actually don't know that. Does attorney-client privilege, can that also be invoked by the attorney? I mean, also, there's consent laws and all that of recording.
Christoph, I seem to be in a bit of trouble. What's this? Game not going well? Something like that. A gentleman who challenged you turned out to be good. Turned out to be dead. Someone hit him hard. You mean someone cracked that flawless blown china pate? It wasn't you, was it?
Me? Please, those cops should be here any minute. Or the cop should be.
I'm in your hands, should it come to that.
Bone china plate?
A kind of porcelain. Very smooth and shiny, and not plate but pate. I believe he was referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead.
Oh. You wouldn't have known that, right? Is that in the history there? Someone hit... Oh, it did. It said someone hit him hard. But no one said... Yeah, it said someone hit him hard, but no one said where it hit. Phoenix didn't say where he hit him.
I'd appreciate the defendant's discretion in not indicating my forehead.
Wait a second, something's not right about that phone call. So after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left the Borscht Bowl Club,
And he was also wearing his hat the entire time, so he wouldn't have known he was balding.
most certainly. Then how did he know? When did he see this bone china pate?
That's right.
Yes, that was when I began to see my good friend in a different light. Troubled, I returned to the crime scene. When I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court. Exactly how did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head? So this is your reason? The reason why you put the victim's hat back on? Your point, Mr. Gavin? It's come down to this, has it, Phoenix Wright?
Order, I will have order. Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor.
I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Prepared to hear defense attorney Gavin's testimony.
Well, as the prosecutor,
Very well. We'll wait for 10 minutes, to which Mr. Gavin will take the stand for a cross-examination. We clear on that?
Crystal clear, Your Honor.
Very well, this will be the final recess for the day.
This is quite a long first case. This is just the court part. We haven't even gotten to, like, investigating things.
Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chamber. I'd have thought today would turn out like this. May I?
That... Huh? That person don't look 7 years old. So I'm confused. I'm very confused.
What? Hello, sir. Please pick a card. What's all this about? Is this one
Is it a 5 of hearts?
Excellent. I have a message for you. The last hand is about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it. A trump card? The card you've chosen is magical. Use it wisely, and the game is yours. That's all.
Oh.
An ace?
Where do I remember that card? It's the 5th ace with blood on it, by the way. bottle wasn't you. Well, was it? Send into the. I'm so confused about this. Okay.
Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces, and Mr. Wright's 2. It's 5 aces in all. It is true, I have seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you. The missing 5th ace. Wait, splotch of red. Is this blood? You have your trump card. Now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw the truth. My father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it.
I have so many questions. I have so many questions. I have so many questions.
This bloodstained card is my trump card for finding the truth? I fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what this all meant. That girl, I'd seen her recently, but where? That's when I made the connection.
Bloody ace. Alright, here we go.
Court will now reconvene. Defense Attorney Christoph, Gavin, will you please take the stand? Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor. Will the witness state his name and occupation?
Is this farce necessary, Your Honor?
Believe me, far stranger things are going on in this courtroom.
Fine, I'll play along.
There's just one thing we need to have made clear. How did you know about the secret beneath the victim's hat?
A secret, I'm guessing he means the fact that Mr. Smith was bald.
Much of my curiosity, what is this about this fellow's head? Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it.
Objection!
Oh.
I wouldn't call it inordinate, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Wright!
What do you think you're doing, Wright?
I don't think sure looked different from the other side. You know what I mean, Apollo. Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. The victim wore that all night, never once taking it off except for that one time. That one time? Being the instant he was hit?
Oh,
When Mr. Wright returned from reporting the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up, placed it on the victim's head. In other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, you would have had to have been there in the hideout at the time of the crime.
In other words, I must be the real killer. Is that what you're trying to say?
Not bad, Apollo.
Aaron.
I'm afraid that I haven't been entirely honest with the court.
What?
Oh, I assure you, I had the noblest of intentions. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright. Yet I'm afraid in the current situation, I see little reason to hide anything. Very well, allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night.
Finally, maybe in your testimony, tell us, how were you involved in the events of that fateful night?
Here we go. That fateful night.
The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club. I went down to the basement and peeked in through that little window to the hideout. It must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead, as he appears in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding a bottle in his hand. I sensed that was not the best place for me to be at the time, so I left. That's when the call came from Wright.
So you witnessed the murder?
For better or worse, I missed the actual moment of the deed.
May I remind you that you're on Mr. Wright's defense team. Testimony is clearly disadvantageous to your client.
What else could I say? I'm standing on the witness stand, after all.
So you are, Mr. Gavin.
And you had to testify as you just did. You had to tell them you saw the scene of the crime through that little window.
Mr. Wright?
You had to say that. Because that was the only probable window of opportunity. Right, Apollo?
Oh. Yeah.
Alright, the defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant. Mr. Justice, are you prepared?
Yes, Your Honor. Can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin.
This trial is getting weirder and weirder. You have seen nothing yet, Apollo. You have seen nothing. Let's see what we have here. Isn't that to the... No, it's through there, I guess. If we base this on where that is supposed to be... Yeah, we don't actually get to see anything there. Yeah, I already checked the tape. All right.
That man, you mean Mr. Smith?
He was different from the other art customers. His aura, shall we say. I knew he was a serious poker player, but it was more than that.
So then you knew the true nature of your client's job?
Of course. But I also knew he wasn't engaged in gambling, which would be illegal.
Well, it makes sense that you know. They were friends after all.
Worried for my friend, I returned to the club. You see, I feared this Mr. Smith might be someone coming to settle an old score.
I see what happened then.
Down to the basement and into the little window of the hideout. The little window. You mean the one used to keep watch up the stairs? I have a hard time seeing a lot of things in that small window. I mean, you could see a decent amount of the room.
Yes, a relic of the ancient past. The Black Marketeers used it, I believe.
Why did you go through the trouble of peeking in through the window? Wouldn't it have been easier just to open the door and go into the room?
I didn't want to upset Wright. You see...
Upset Mr. Wright?
Yes, one of my fears have been unfounded. I knew walking in on their match. Bad form, to say the least.
So far everything he's saying makes sense.
Right, but you would have seen him.
How do you know it was right after the murder?
Really, no need to shout, Justice. I was just getting to that part of my testimony.
There he is.
The coolest defense in the West, we know and love. But when you're standing up there on the witness stand, some things never change.
I was afraid you'd change too, Wright. But you haven't. You and that overbearing personality of yours.
With friends like these, who needs enemies? By photo, you mean the second photograph of the crime scene?
Precisely. You see, he wasn't wearing his hat then. I saw his head when he was dead.
And then Mr. Wright came along and replaced his hat. Can you describe the scene of the crime for us?
An unconscious girl and Wright holding a bottle in his hand. Things doesn't seem right here.
Those were the only three at the scene of the crime?
Yes, as far as I saw at least.
And we're back where we started. The killer was the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Who else could it have been? But why didn't you talk to the police?
2 reasons. First, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. Second, my office was asked to defend Wright. When after seeing what I had seen, I couldn't abandon my friend.
There must have been someone else there at the moment of the crime.
Justice, I just said that I saw no one, not a soul.
But that goes against what Mr. Wright said.
Oh yes, this mysterious fourth person, who would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose. Glad to see we agree, Mr. Gavin. Let me pose a question then. Tell me, what possible reason did the real killer have to swap cards in the victim's hand?
Blood. There was blood on the card. And not the victims. Potentially.
Perhaps you can show us the reason why such a thing would be necessary.
How can I show something? I can't find myself.
Remember, Apollo, the card that was swapped out was the fifth ace.
The fifth ace, right.
Mr. Justice, question of why the killer would swap out a card has been raised. Point to a reason.
Show evidence. This could be bad. I would like to present evidence to the court. Evidence showing the reason why the card was swapped out.
Go ahead and point out your reason, Mr. Justice.
My reason is this.
Is that an ace?
Why, it's got blood on it. Right next to the spade.
What?
This is insane. Why wasn't I told about this? Why?
Could this be the missing fifth ace?
Hold on. Is it a red card? Sure is. Red back card. Oh, I think I knew that already because of how I got there.
Inconceivable. How could you? What are you doing with that card?
Well, that's the thing. Why is Mr. Gavin so upset? It's just a fishy card from some fishy girl.
Oh, that card. It's mine.
That is, I picked it up at the Borscht Bowl Club that night after the murder had occurred. I gave it to my daughter. Cards are stock and trade after all.
No, impossible, unacceptable. The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud.
A fraud? How can you be so sure?
What?
I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Allow me to elaborate. What if this trace of blood was the reason?
The reason for?
For the killer to take the card from the scene of the crime.
Where are you going with this?
Take another look at the photo, and at the victim's head. The moment of the crime, his hat fell onto the floor. A trickle of blood ran from his forehead down the back of his head. And a drop of that blood had fallen on one of the cards?
I suppose.
I suppose. The killer then took the card to hide the blood.
Regardless, that evidence is non-permissible.
Oh?
Right, regardless of how you wasted the last 7 years, you used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime it is to conceal evidence.
Well, we can discuss the finer points of our legal system later. What's important now is that I've answered your question.
What are you talking about?
You wanted to know why the killer would have taken a card from the crime scene. And now I've told you. That one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence, you see.
This is a baseless conjecture. Baseless.
Oh, I assure you it's quite based. What a great line.
What?
It's amazing, really. How a single drop of blood on a single card can lead us to the truth. Quite simple. Well, Apollo?
Yes?
Try picturing the scene of the crime. In your head. Oh, we're going 3D?
The murder took place in the hideout.
The body of the luckless victim was found at the poker table. And before the killer swapped a card out, there was a single card with a drop of blood on it in the victim's hand. Given this, there's one decisive problem with the scene.
What is it?
Let's keep it simple, shall we? Given that there was a drop of blood on the card, whose position in this diagram doesn't fit? The victims, the killers, the witnesses, the second witnesses. Whose position doesn't fit the bloody card? And this one doesn't. Well, isn't it the victim's position that's the problem?
I'll follow your logic here, Mr. Justice.
Well, look, the victim was struck on the head, sending him back in his chair. I think any blood would fall behind the body, not onto the table in front of him.
Ah,
Take a look at the photo again. If he bled in this position, the blood would fall on the floor, not on the cards.
that's right. So what does this mean?
Incidentally, we were sitting in swivel chairs. Swivel chairs? Oh man. Apollo, try turning the chair around.
Oh? Chair was facing the other way.
It would have to be. So we have to assume that at the time of the murder, the victim's chair was facing away from the table.
Mr. Wright returned from informing the police which way was the fair chasing.
When I came back to the room, the body was facing as seen in this photo. That would mean the killer turned the chair back around? Let's take the next step. Look at the diagram once more. We now know the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder. This creates another significant contradiction.
Again?
Let's test your reasoning skills again, shall we? Well, whose location in this diagram contradicts our new understanding of the crime? The victims, the killers, the witnesses, or the second witnesses?
I mean, I would assume the killer.
Whose location creates a contradiction if the victim is facing away? The victim was struck from the front, correct? Indeed. Well, wouldn't it be hard for the killer to hit him from the front? Sitting where his indicator currently is. I would think it'd be quite hard, yes.
Yes, but your saying makes no sense. Why would the victim suddenly turn to face the wall in the middle of a game?
I believe a sufficient reason will soon come to light.
What?
There's something in this diagram that makes far less sense, actually. Looking again at the diagram. Well, if the victim was struck while he was sitting as shown here, where would his assailant be standing? Try marking it on the diagram.
What? But
there's no room to put a mark where the killer should be. Don't worry, let's think it through and see what we find. We know the victim was facing toward the wall at the time of the crime. It's the only thing we know for sure. Try to forget about everything else. Where would the killer have to be standing to strike our victim from the front? Here. The killer had to be standing here.
you get points for flair, but that's about all you get.
I thought I was onto something there too.
I hardly need to point out that standing there would be impossible. The victim is facing a solid cupboard. Are you claiming the killer climbed the cupboard and hit him from above?
It's simple logic, really. If this was the only place the killer could have been standing, then that means that at the very moment of the crime? Wait, I know! At the moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there.
What is now?
I mean, that's the only explanation, right? Mr. Gavin? Your Honor, I have a suggestion for the defense. We should arrange to examine the cupboard in the hideout immediately.
Let's send a team to the crime scene immediately. I'm trying to move the cupboard.
Your Honor,
Right.
there's one more thing you're meant to look for. Please give this to the bailiff.
Yes. I see. You belong in the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright.
I do my best. Well, let's forge ahead here, while we wait. Look at the diagram once again. It's been changed. The killer was standing here at the time of the crime, and this cupboard wasn't here. Which means... Apollo, try moving the cupboard. Oh. Ah. Thank you. As you can see, the cupboard was the problem. At the time of the murder, it has to have been as shown here. Now everything is in place. We can reconstruct the moment of the crime. Oh my. What's this?
What is it now?
Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. It appears we found yet another contradiction. What I believe to be the final contradiction, in fact. Huh? Oh, dang. Notice something, Apollo? Our line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion.
Now then, Mr. Justice, please point to the new contradicting indicator. The victim, the killer, the witness, the second witness. Which indicator in this diagram contradicts what we know of the crime?
About this cupboard. Are we all okay with assuming that it was moved? Sure, why not? Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would completely cover up the window to the hideout.
Huh?
That's right. Someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin. What did you say? Oh, is the coolest defense in the West losing his cool? Don't expect me to play along with your little game, right? It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. And someone was, while the window to that room was blocked by a cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court, exactly where did you witness the crime scene from? Excuse me, Your Honor.
Oh, there's a court of law and I will have order.
We just now received word from our investigative team at the Borscht Bowl Club. They've examined the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor.
Oh, and what did they find?
Well, Your Honor, it turns out there's a secret passage behind it.
What?
Phoenix alluded that there's other tricks to that room. There you go.
Ah, yes. I believe I mentioned something of the sort before. This is one of the tricks to the room many of our regulars know about. Do you remember him saying something about that now that he mentions it? A secret passage is a handy thing to have when you're engaged in illegal goings-on. Never know when you might need to duck away from the eyes of the law. The room has a secret passage. Where does it go? The other side connects to the restaurant above. The underworld bosses could get away from the cops and enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer. Dun 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 dun. You see where our line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Apollo? I see it, but I don't believe it. That girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card for the last hand. At the time of the murder, the window was blocked, and the victim's hat was only off his head for a few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder and Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin, come on, say something.
That's what really happened that night.
Actually, I think we can probably figure it out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, our killer had a date with Mr. Smith. A date with destiny. Where he crouched, hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard. Holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then the chance came, and he took it. What? Why did you do that? Wait here, I'll get help. That's Phoenix, probably. Miss Olga Orley was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright ran upstairs to call the cops, leaving Mr. Shady Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious dealer. I think I'm understanding things. Then our killer stepped out from the secret passage and into the hideout. The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. He wheeled his chair around to look, and after the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized the need to destroy the evidence. That single spot of blood told the whole story of the crime. Too bad for him he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor, and the fact that they were all red.
Well, it seems this trial is taking another turn. I'm truly sorry I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin.
Is that it? We haven't laid it actually all out.
Hey,
Yes, Your Honor.
prosecution will continue its investigation. So Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant, he is hereby cleared of all suspicion. Believe me when I say that I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin. I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest immediately.
Oh.
Oh. No need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself. It's not every day you get to witness a legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand.
Your point, Mr. Gavin?
Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked that a person of your caliber would be taken in by such a low-grade parlor trick.
Excuse me.
The defendant is cleared of all suspicion? This is hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he's done is use illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else. And not just anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney.
Illegal evidence?
Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin. Is there still any reason at present to suspect me of wrongdoing?
Of course. This bottle, for instance.
The bottle of grape juice Mr. Wright was drinking?
How do you intend to explain away the fingerprints on the murder weapon? And not just any fingerprints. Am I right, Mr. Payne?
Actually, yes. The fingerprints on the bottle are upside down.
I seem to recall this being an issue earlier.
The court in this case demand an explanation. I can't think of only one reason why one would hold the bottle upside down. And that is to hit someone with the bottom of the bottle. Well, Your Honor?
See how the codfish squirms to the last, well, Apollo?
Yes.
Your law seems awfully concerned about this bottle still. I'm sure you can come up with a suitable explanation just like that. Yeah, just like what? Why would anyone grab a bottle upside down other than to... I mean... Depends. Don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation is the only legitimate one. Is there really another? Take another look at the court record. Well, you'll find a simple answer there, in plain sight. Let's see. Let's see if I can put 2 and 2 together. It's not going great for me, I'll tell you that much. It's in a box, but it's not on the wall. That would assume like you're taking it off the wall. Two AM.
really, how about you just say the answer in plain words? I really don't know.
Hasty delivered verdict with unanswered questions, deed.
Let me save just in case. Alrighty.
Mr. Justice.
Mr. Gavin said the court in this case demand an explanation. Don't worry, Justice won't leave until justice is done.
Perhaps interference would care to enlighten the court. Explain why the fingerprints on the bottle are upside down.
Explain why the fingerprints on the bottle are upside down. Grab a bottle? Like, I legitimately don't. This is the murder weapon, but it's got its cap on. What am I thinking? What would be the reason? I'm kind of trying to figure that out, and I'm really just not sure. In what situation would you need to hold a bottle upside down? I legitimately don't know why you would need to hold a bottle upside down. I mean, unless you were handing it to somebody. That is not the answer. Well, maybe it is. Let's see if I got it right. It's actually easier to show you than explain, Your Honor. Place that bottle on the floor next to your chair.
Excuse me, on the floor?
You are handing it to someone. Okay. Yes, now reach down and pick it up. Yeah. Without getting out of your chair. Well, there's two different ways to pick it up, but yes. Ah. See, you naturally go to pick up the bottle by its neck. With your fingers upside down. Look at this photograph taken on the night of the murder. The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here, playing piano, bottles of grape juice on the floor to the side of his piano bench. He would have naturally picked up the bottles upside down several times.
Oh, I can't believe it was that simple.
Recall our dinner that evening, Christoph? I was drinking my usual juice then, too. Basically, you used the bottle on the table to do the deed, but then you must have remembered. So you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano, and you switched the bottles. You took one of Mr. Wright's bottles and made it look like the murder weapon.
Order, order, order. What do you have to say to these charges, Mr. Gavin?
Fascinating. So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection.
What?
You claim that I switched the bottle. Where is your proof?
Proof? Well, that's,
As I thought, more baseless conjecture.
the card. That's not in it.
I'm afraid your bottle proves quite empty.
That's exactly the point. I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Your Honor, when you initiated the investigation of the hideout earlier, do you recall I requested an additional investigation?
Oh, yes. I can remember about that here. Retrieve the bottles from under the piano at the Borscht Bull Club. And here's one of the bottles in question.
What are you going to dust that for fingerprints too? I would be surprised if any were on that but his.
Mr. Gavin probably wouldn't make such a novice mistake, true. That bottle won't bear a trace of anything.
Say, Apollo,
Yes?
why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle?
But why?
Just humor me.
Mr. Wright?
That bottle will solve this case once and for all.
What? That's some bottle.
Is there a card in there? Sure is. 5 of hearts.
There's something inside the bottle.
What's this?
That card. It can't be. Recall that unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment.
Miss Olga Orly?
Yes, our little swindling Devoshka.
That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to, and I lost the last hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. When the planted card was gone, the trap failed. Wait, this isn't... You're telling me that this is the planted card you disposed of? The one you mentioned in the piece of testimony?
I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. Yes, I snuck a peek at it and I found it was the 5 of Hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game.
Suppose where?
There's an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. Threw the card inside the bottle. The 5 of Hearts. This is the card. The models were swapped, and the only one who could have done that was the 4th person in the club that night. You, Mr. Christoph Gavin. Let's see. Oh! Alright, Whitebeard, let's calm down with the earthquake powers. That is all. Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright?
Revenge?
Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago. My past is like my logic, straight and true. I do like that the borscht was just sitting there the entire time. Just so you could pull out that cool scene where it levitates back up. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tat-a-tat, right?
This is insane. What about me? Don't I get to prosecute anyone?
It's just like everyone's shaking their head no.
I believe this time we finally come to the end of our trial. And you have a report for us on Christoph Gavin.
He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest now.
I see. So I want us to wonder why he would do such a thing. Didn't even have a connection to the victim, did he?
It's clearly probably trying to frame Wright. He knew enough.
None that we know of.
So, right, have you anything to add?
Of course not. I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter.
On his victim, Mr. Shady Smith. His occupation was listed as traveler. Odd profession to be sure, and that's all we know about him.
I'll arrange a follow-up investigation, Your Honor.
Good. That's right.
Yes.
7 years. And you still haven't lost your touch.
Christoph Gavin was a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and a lawyer.
He was extremely talented, to be sure.
I needed 2 things before I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice would be tolerated, this courtroom. The second was a man who would tolerate no injustice. In other words, a defense attorney. You, Apollo.
Me?
This is a dark time for our legal system. Twisting of justice brought on by our very own initial trial system. We have to set it right. Oh? We're gonna have to overturn a trial?
Mr. Wright.
Our work lies ahead of us, and I, for one, am looking forward to it.
And this seems like a good time to announce a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, not guilty. Court is adjourned.
Alrighty, well. Thanks, Apollo. You came through, just like I thought you would.
I'm pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there.
It was you who cornered Mr. Gap, the killer. I couldn't have done it by myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Your ability.
Ability?
Yes, a sensitivity I lack. I'll come to understand it soon enough.
Wait, I wonder if he means...
His Sharingan. It's got his special eyes.
You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. It's a weird vibe I'm getting. What was that, Mr. Wright?
You'll have to find the answer to that question yourself.
The answer, right.
The day was full of questions without answers. Most of them about Mr. Gavin.
What possible reason could he have to commit murder?
Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come.
Huh? Wait, you don't know... Do you?
This locket is the key.
Huh? Oh, that reminds me. I met the girl whose picture's in your locket.
I have so many questions.
Your daughter, right?
That's right. She's my daughter. You know, you're right about this locket.
Huh?
I took this off the neck the night off his neck the night he died. It looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. But the truth is, this locket really did belong to him.
Wait, but that's perjury. You testified that you said the locket was yours.
I said no such thing, actually. Huh? I merely said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. A subtle distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. And it's the truth.
Wait, but then why? Why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your daughter inside it?
Sometimes the straightest path to the truth isn't the best one. Give it time. You're still just getting started with your career. Speaking of which,
I may be out of a job.
I work for Gavin Law Offices after all.
Still, I can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs.
Apollo,
Yes?
how about coming to work for me?
Huh? You mean at the Wright & Co. law offices? I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it.
I can't imagine that to be true, but...
Wait, but didn't you... You're not a...
Oh, I turned in my badge, yes. I'm not an attorney anymore.
That incident 7 years ago. That legendary trial. And at the middle of it all was one man. Phoenix Wright. Case reached its sad conclusion and he left law for good. Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts?
I'm not qualified to stand in a court of law, I'm afraid. Did you notice in today's trial? There was a single piece of forged evidence. Is that the card? Because there's no way that he would have been able to get the card to his daughter. Daughter. In quotation marks for now, because I have many questions.
Forged evidence? What are you talking about?
I kind of want to get this right, but I have a feeling that's what it is.
I'm talking about evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magician's trick. One piece of evidence struck me as odd, it's true. It just seemed, well, too perfect.
But this was the forged evidence. I assume it was the card. There's no way...
You mean this, don't you?
I got this from your daughter, Mr. Wright.
Yes, that card couldn't have been found at the crime scene.
Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left. Leaving the wrong card in its place, luckily for us.
The
court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud. A fraud? How can you be so sure? I would think that the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real car from the crime scene, the real killer. My verdict was already handed down 7 years ago. Then you really... Yes, I forged this card. One look at the crime scene should have told you it wasn't real. But you can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney. Who's calling themselves an attorney, Apollo? So it's true? The rumor's true. 7 years ago. None of that matters much now, does it? Oh. I punched him. It's your story from here on out, Apollo. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page. My office address. Drop in if you like. Mr. Wright. Oh, about your uppercut. Try yelling, "Take that," next time. I find it packs a little more punch. And Apollo, thanks for today. I had a good time. With that, Mr. Wright walked out the door. That's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved. And at the time, I had no idea they were all related. Every mystery that day, connected by a single thread of logic. I'd find that out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law. And this is how my story begins. End. Yes, save my current progress. Yeah, we can start here. Alright, episode 2 is what's next. Return to games menu. Since it's giving me the option. Alright. That is where we will call it for now. We are on to episode 2. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, I have plenty of questions coming from that. But we've started off Ace Attorney 4 with a little bit of a bang. What happened 7 years ago? Is that actually Phoenix's daughter? Who's the mother? It's not usually the question you ask. But for now, we'll just have to wait and see. I'll start episode 2 tomorrow night. I won't finish it before I have to leave for like 10 days. And I said it might be a little bit before we get back to finishing it up, depending on some other games to play. But we will get to that when we can get to it. So, until then, remember to stay hydrated, eat some food, get some rest, take care of yourself the best that you can. And I'll see you next time. For now, have a good night, and bye-bye.